Hello, it's Dan, Nocturne Knives, coming at you with a quick video. I want to sharpen up this knife, the Divo Knives Stout V2. This one came in from pre-order a little while ago. I was using it yesterday to cut up some cardboard boxes and stuff. Cut a decent amount of cardboard, and it did great in the cutting. The ergos and the blade are super nice. This edge just took a little bit of damage. I think it's definitely been overheated from the factory edge, so there are a few microchips up and down. I just want to go ahead and sharpen it, take care of all that, and I figured I'll make a video of it. If you watched my other recent video, the Reiku, the Knoll Knives Reiku sharpening, this is going to be a similar concept. I just want to put a really fast, nice edge on this. I'm going to leave it at a coarse grit and just get in and out of here really quickly. This is just a silicon carbide stone. I'm gonna cut off the apex, get past some of that burnt steel, so we'll be into nice clean steel with this new edge. This is a Venev resin bonded diamond stone. It is the F240 side, I believe, and I've just got a, what is this, 220 grit Nagura here to refresh the surface. Gonna wash this off now. All right, let's get into it. For visual purposes, I'm gonna Sharpie this edge so you can see kind of where I'm removing material and everything. Now this knife is in Vanax steel right there. Ground super thin behind the edge. I love this blade. Very, very nicely ground blade. Has this awesome hollow grind. So with my angle here, I'm gonna target like 17 degrees per side, 18 degrees per side, something like that. And I'm just gonna eyeball that. I could take my digital my digital angle cube and slap it on the blade and get a more precise reference, but I don't quite care enough to do that. You can see I've got a new bevel established really quickly and easily. It's burred in a few places. That was super fast with a nice hard abrasive like this diamond in the resin bonded diamond stone and a nice thin grind. Sharpening is incredibly easy. On that other side, you see I've got a nice clean bevel. Yep, that's just about what I'm going for. Need to remove just a little more material, but it's almost good. The factory edge was at, I'm trying to remember, I want to say it was 22 or 23 or something. If you go back and watch my unboxing video, I'm pretty sure I measured what angle it was with my goniometer. But it wasn't too bad an angle. It was nothing crazy, maybe 22 degrees, I think that's right. It was something like that, which isn't too bad an angle, but we can take that down a little bit. Little bit more. There we go, that's almost burred all the way up. Now just hit the other side. And that's apexed all the way. Now I'm just gonna take some alternating, just a few strokes on each side to loosen up that burr, get it shifting back and forth and broken off and minimized before I actually start deburring strokes. And that's what these are. I'm gonna just do kind of a light push-pull, just in one motion like that. And the edge leading portion of this is what's important. That's what's going to really help to grind off that burr, is the edge leading strokes. And then the edge trailing is kind of just to weaken that burr and make sure I'm on that angle for the edge leading. I don't know, just kind of makes me comfortable to do that little edge trailing and then the edge leading. Okay, now I'm gonna dry this off and I'm gonna feel for a burr on the edge. So it feels pretty good. Feels like it may still be slightly burred down here towards the heel. So I'm gonna take a couple more strokes, focus a little bit more on the bottom half of the edge, kind of from here downwards. Make sure I'm hitting that cleanly. Another thing about this, so this blade is great. It's ground really, really thinly, which I love. It has a great plunge grind here, you can see. So it's super, super easy to get to the entire edge. It's also this nice sheep's foot blade. I think it's called a, Kev and Colin call it a sheep's poon, I believe, because it has this harpoon kind of thing going on. But all sheep's foot and Warncliffe's blades are nice and easy to sharpen because you don't have a big belly that you have to work around and stuff like that. So you imagine if this was the profile of the edge, I'd have to work around the edge and adjust how I'm tilting the knife. With a nice straight edge like this, it's super, super easy. Okay, now we're feeling much more deburred along the entire edge. I'm going to do edge trailing strokes now. Just very light pressure. Try and do these super, super light. Almost about as little contact with the stone as you can make on these. You're just gonna go back and forth. A good starting point for these is maybe 5 per side, and then you can see how the edge feels, but you can always do more in these deburring and finishing strokes. There's no upper limit to how many you can do. It's just until you're getting the results that you want. So that feels pretty sharp already. I'm gonna do a few more. It feels like it could be a little more refined. And that's what these do, these edge trailing strokes. With the edge leading strokes, they're good for deburring, but they tend to run your apex into the grit that's on the stone, that actual abrasive in the stone, and then anything that's on top of the stone. So by doing these edge trailing, you're kind of fixing up any of that damage that was caused. Now let's see. That's feeling pretty good. Here's some magazine paper. Yep, that'll do. That's a nice toothy edge. Now this F240, that's not like a normal grit measurement. It's the FEPA F scale. That's the grit scale it's in. So this is like the equivalent to maybe a Japanese grit, like 400, something like that. That's what it's looking like. You can see a nice defined scratch pattern, but not like a proper 250 grit. It's not quite that coarse, but I really like this stone because it cuts quickly for its grit, and it can be used to leave a nice aggressive finish on your edge. Now I'm gonna take some rubbing alcohol and clean off this blade, get any grit from the stone, any of that slurry off of here, because the last thing that I'm going to do is take just a few strokes on strop. This is leather loaded with Stroppy Stuff 1 micron diamond compound. Gonna do 1, 2 flip sides, 1, 2 flip sides, 1, and 1. And let's see what we're working with here. Yeah, that's really nice. What a nice edge. Just blasting through this magazine paper like it is nothing. Excellent. Feels, let's see, up at the tip, I'm getting just a little resistance. That tells me there may be a little bit of burr up there, so I'm just gonna focus on that area, do 1 and 1, just like that. Much better. Much better. Perfect. And that's the kind of thing I'm going for. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's not a comfortable shave because this is still kind of a coarse edge, but it will very, very easily shave arm hair. Oh, I forgot to zoom back out there. Hopefully you could see stuff while I was working there with this zoomed in mistakenly. All right, and there's the sharpening of this knife, the Divo Knives Stout V2. I hope you found this interesting. Hope you found it helpful. Get one last little look at this edge. Yeah, nice and coarse, nice defined scratch pattern. Pretty even heel to tip, not bad. I was not focusing at all on aesthetics. You can see it's a little bit thinner there towards the tip. I didn't do quite as well a job holding my angle there. Or maybe it was how much material I removed. Anyway, doesn't really matter. That is totally and completely and exclusively an aesthetic concern. It really doesn't matter that the bevel's slightly thinner at the tip. It's just fine. Yeah, let's take a look here, see if we can cut some paper towel. Yep, that'll do it. Very easy. No problem at all. That edge bites in there, super easy. Yep, that's a good one. There you go. Hope you found the video interesting. Hope you found it helpful. Maybe learned a thing or two. If you have any thoughts or comments, definitely go drop them down below in the comments section. I would love to hear what you have to say down there. And with all that said, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one.